I am live. Give it a few more seconds. Give it a few more seconds. Okay, we live on Facebook. What's up, guys? How you guys doing this evening? How everyone doing? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Here. Okay, hold on. Let me cut these off because they is. I got playback. Okay, cool. There, great. Okay, there we go. So, guys, I want to talk about in the beginning. I want to talk about focus on the foundation, right? We're gonna focus on the foundation of credit. That's the main thing. We're gonna let people feel it. So, if you come in, we're gonna be talking about focusing on the foundation of credit. So, most important thing, one of the most important thing in your life after you get older and older, right? You're gonna realize how important your credit is when you're trying to do stuff. You're trying to buy things and you're trying to maneuver through life, you're gonna realize how important your credit really is. Money can only take you so far. I promise you. Let me mute, let me mute people. Hold on a second.
Tell her you didn't like that. Tell her you didn't like that.
Okay. Yeah, I had to mute you, but hold on, let me hold on. You can say something. What were you saying, bro? Okay, never mind. But anyway, I want to talk about once again the focus on the foundation. So whatever you want to do, right? You got to study and get the foundation of it. So if you trying to get an 800 credit score, guess what you got to do? You got to study the foundation of someone with a 800 credit score, or what you got to do to get that 800 credit score, right? Same with real estate. If you're trying to become a real estate investor, you got to get the foundation of it. A lot of times we just go out here and we try to wing it, and that's how you're going to make a lot of mistakes. That's how you're going to file a bankruptcy. That's how you're going to file foreclosure, all this other thing because you didn't have the proper foundation. All right. So when it comes to credit, I want to go over the foundation of credit. Oh, no, I'm still letting people in. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. I want to go over the foundation of credit, right? So it's a couple key components when it comes to your personal credit. The first thing is your personal information. Your personal information is one of the main things that they look at first, right? Your full name, your date of birth, your address history. And what we don't know when it comes to that, we're gonna get more into that later, but your address, every address have a certain number attached to it. So if you get an address, it'll just say you was living at this certain address for 10 years, right? And then you move it to another place. If you get that address taken off of your credit report, most of the time everything negative attached to that address is gonna fall off because everything's attached. You got a number here attached to your address, also attached to that whatever credit that was. So I'm sorry if I keep pausing letting people in, but that's the main thing you got to do, guys. Get those addresses when you disputing this stuff off your credit and you trying to straighten out your credit, rebuild your credit. Get rid of the addresses. Make sure you only got one name, right? You only want to have one name attached to your credit profile. You only want one address attached to your credit profile. You don't want 40 different names attached to your credit profile. So that's the first thing. Dispute those names, dispute those addresses. All right. Another thing that's key components on your credit report. This is the foundation, right? is your credit accounts. What kind of accounts are on your credit? You have accounts such as credit cards, mortgages, auto loans, student loans. Those are accounts that's on your credit report, right? Those accounts need to be in good standing. If you have any late payments, we need to get those late payment removed, right? So it's a process getting all those late payments removed. If it's a closed account, you just go ahead and close out, just remove that whole account. But if it's an open account, we want to get that late payment taken off of your account, right? That late payment can drop your credit score by 100 or more points. One late payment can drop your credit score over 100 points, and it's not gonna within the next 12 months. Good luck trying to get credit. Okay, I'm just let you know that one late payment gonna kill your credit score. That goes into the payment history, right? So the payment history, you're gonna have a record. It's gonna be a record on your credit report. Most people think about the credit score, but you got to remember when lenders look at your profile, they looking at the whole report, not just your score. You can see somebody with a 700 credit score, but then their report is real thin where they don't really have any credit. So then they're gonna get denied because they don't have that longevity of credit. That's where the authorized user come in place, but we're gonna get to that later too. So your payment history, it have if you miss a payment, it's gonna have what month, what year, what lender, all that information gonna be on your report. So it's important. Any collection, not collection, but late payment, get those taken off. Right. So then we're gonna go to the credit inquiries. Once again, this is just the foundation, right? We still focus on the foundation of your of your credit report. Now we're gonna go to your credit inquiries. Anytime you fill out an application, right, and they run your credit, they're gonna put that on your credit report that you filled out application for this company on this day. Okay. And if you get denied that service, then you never did service with that lender. Those hard inquiries, hey, they need to get up off of there. Okay. So we don't want those inquiries on there if you didn't do service with them. You know what I'm saying? Um, some people like insurance companies, what they have insurance company do a soft pull. Um, Electric companies like utility companies, they do a soft pull on you. Every time you check your credit score, every time you log into Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, they keep a record of that. You can actually go and pull it up on Experian or either one of them, and you can see every time you logged into Credit Karma. You can see every time you logged into Experian. It's a record of it. Like they keep a record of that stuff. Um, so next, we're gonna go back to we're gonna go to the public records, right? That's gonna be stuff like bankruptcy, foreclosures, tax liens, um, any kind of civil judgment against you. All of that affects your credit score, right? And it's gonna be on your credit score. So that stuff is a little process to get the bankruptcy removed. I'm working on one right now, actually. So getting removed. So it's a process to get the bankruptcy taken off. And then we got collection. Medical collection are the easiest ones to take off, right? But basically all the collection is that a bill that was delinquent, a credit card, loan, whatever, they was trying to collect money from you, you would not pay them or whatever the case may be. And they report it to the credit bureaus and they put a collection on your credit report. So that's basically all a collection is. They was trying to collect a debt and you never paid, right? So it's three major credit bureaus. We got Experian, we got Equifax, and we got TransUnion. Those going to be the ones that majority all the lenders report to, will get their information from. And those bureaus, they actually get them from what they call a secondary bureau. So we ain't gonna get into all of that, but just know Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they get your information from secondary bureaus. So when we are disputing stuff, we actually dispute from the secondary as well as the regular ones. That makes sense? Any questions so far? Let me pull up my chat. If you got questions, you can come off mute if you have a question while we just going over this. And once again, what I was talking about earlier, right? Um, as you get older in life, when you're younger, man, you ain't really caring about no credit. I mean, I wasn't. I didn't get serious about my credit probably until my early 30s, to be honest with you. That's when I started to realize, like, I can't keep operating off of cash. Like, I gotta get into this credit thing. Like, I didn't grow up knowing about credit. I didn't learn about credit until, like I said, my early 30s. That's when I started learning how important credit was. And once you master credit, once you master credit is endless. Like, you could do whatever you want to do. Credit is money. I hope you guys understand that. Credit is money. Learn to master your credit, and the money is unlimited. You get your credit, the knowledge of credit. Like I tell people, credit and the knowledge of it, how to use it, is better than a degree, a 4-year degree. We can have a debate about that if you want, but I'm telling you, learning how to use your credit properly and learning finance and business, there's a couple things you got to learn how to leverage all that good stuff, right? To me, is better than having a 4-year degree because you could do so much. You could do so much. Um, Back to the personal information. Like I said, they're gonna check your name, they check an address, and they check your employment history. That's what they check when it comes down to your personal information. Every lender that you apply for, that's the information that they're checking. Go back to accounts. You want to review all your accounts. First thing you do when you trying to not even dispute yet, right? You just want to know what's on your credit report. You'd be surprised. I talk to people, they don't know last time they checked their credit report, they don't know what's on it. And that's troublesome, really, to be honest. You gotta know what's on your credit report. Like, everybody on here should know what do you have on your credit report right now? What's your credit score? You should be able to tell me your credit score without even going and looking it up because you should be checking it regularly. You should be checking it regularly. I examine my credit report. Um, in the beginning, I used to look at it every day. Now I'm probably looking at it maybe once or twice every 2 or 3 days, right? Just to make sure ain't nothing pop up. Even though I get alerts, you want to get alerts on your credit report. If anything pop up on your credit report, you want to get alerted immediately so you can take care of it, right? You also want to freeze your credit. All three bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, you want to go in and you want to freeze those credit reports. So if anybody gets your information, they can't open up a new credit in your name. That's very important too, especially when building anytime. Like, you should have it frozen in time. Like I said, a lot of people like to go shopping, and then if you in Macy, they say, "Hey, we'll give you 25% off today if you open up a new credit card." A lot of time you might be spending $100, $200, but then you'd be like, "Oh, 25%, okay, boom." You fill that application out. Now you just got a hard inquiry, and they're gonna end up dropping your score because as you get new credit, the age of your credit starts to drop. Do you guys understand that? As you get new credit, the age of your credit starts to drop. Will actually drop your score because now your age is less. So getting funding, when it comes to getting funding, like I said, the lenders are looking at the profile more so than your score, right? You want at least 4 accounts on your credit report, and they need to be mixed, right? Credit cards, loans. Mostly everybody got student loans. As long as you got it in deferment, it's not reporting negative. That's going to be fine. Auto loans, as long as you got at least 4 different type of accounts on your credit report, that's gonna be good. Your credit score is 680. We really like that 700. 700 plus is 720 gonna be even better, right? When it comes to um, getting loans or getting whatever you need to get. And somebody on here asked me one time about showing income for vehicles. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest with you. Like I never showed proof of income or tax or pay stub or anything like that. Until one of my friends was like, yeah, you got to show, you know, proof of income or either a pay stub or something. But when you got a good credit profile, you don't have to show anything. Everything is stated. Like whatever you say, when you getting credit cards or you get loans, it's whatever you put on there. They don't ask you for proof when you got a solid profile. They just don't. I know I'm just talking, so if you got any questions, let me know so we can go over your questions. If you're dealing with anything on your credit right now, and you're trying to get it handled, um, for whatever reason, it keep coming back, they won't take it off, like whatever, just let me, we could talk about it, you know? Um, Another way to get down your credit, to get up your credit score is to pay down your balances. Some people say they need credit repair when all you really need is just to pay down your debt. You don't really need credit. I look at your profile, I'm saying you don't have bad credit, you just need to pay your credit cards. And then I say it, and I'll say it just like that, right? You just need to pay your bills. I might say that. And then they might take it offensive. But really and truly, you just need to pay your bills. You need to pay your debt and pay it on time. And that alone gonna increase your credit score. Because as soon as you max out that credit card, um, your score gonna drop. So credit cards could be your best friend or your worst enemy. Credit card could be your best friend or your worst enemy. And matter of fact, the best thing for your credit is to get a credit card because credit cards do not have an expiration date, right? You can have a credit card for 40 years, whereas a loan, any loan you get, gonna have an expiration date. So it's gonna come off your credit at some point, whereas a credit card can stay on your credit forever. So that's the benefit of getting a credit card. So the best thing for your credit is to have credit cards. But also, if you're not disciplined with your credit cards, it could be the worst thing for you because as soon as you get over 45%, it's now considered maxed out. So your score gonna tank. So that's why it's good to have multiple credit cards, and then you can kind of like spread your debt out. You see what I'm saying? You can spread your debt out between each credit card versus putting all of your debt on one credit card. That makes sense? Put a one in chat that makes sense. I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. Put a one in chat if that makes sense. Let me see who I'm talking to. No, I'm talking to somebody.
It makes sense.
Okay, good, 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 good. Another thing, if you have credit cards, you want to call your bank, or you could do it on your app. If you got an app, ask for an increase, a credit limit increase. That alone, that increase alone can boost your score because now you have more available credit. And when lenders look at that and they see you got a 10,000 car here, $10,000 car here, guess what they're gonna give you? Somewhere around there. If you got four $10,000 cards, like a limit of 10,000 on each one of your cards, they're not gonna give you a limit of 2,500. They're gonna match those other lenders. But if you got a limit of 5,000 or 1,000, guess what they're gonna give you? 500 to 1,000. They're gonna match the other lenders. So you always want to increase your limits. That's how you're gonna get. That's how you're gonna get that $10,000 credit card limit. They just not gonna give it to you out the blue. I promise you. You're gonna have to ask for it. You got to ask for what you want. You got to ask for it, and over time, they'll start giving it to you. And don't be afraid to open up credit card accounts, especially in the beginning. In your building stage, you want to open as many credit cards as you can, to be honest with you. When you're building your credit out, open up those new credit card accounts. And like I said, they're going to help you spread your debt, especially if you kind of like using credit a lot. You're gonna spread that debt out between each credit card. You don't want to go over 30% on one credit card. So once you get 30 on this one, you really need to be trying to pay it off as quick as possible. But if you can't, then you start using another one and you just keep spreading it out. Okay, that makes sense. Put a one in chat that makes sense because I want to make sure I'm making sense, guys. Because like I said earlier, this is the foundation of credit. You got to learn the foundation before you can get to that 700 or 800 credit score. I promise you, they're not just gonna give it to you. And when they say you can tell a lot by a person based off their credit score, I mean they really not lying. I could look at your credit score to be honest with you and tell you how responsible you are with as a person. To be honest with you, I mean that may kind of sound harsh, but if everything you ever had you never paid, I mean you paid none of your bills, and then like with me, I'm a landlord. If I look at that, chance of me renting to you is pretty slim. I'm gonna just keep it real, and any other landlord, right? They look at your credit report and you're not paying your bills. They don't care about your sad stories. I had people say, "I just want to tell them my story." They don't care. We don't care. We don't care about your story. Everybody got a story. We want to know that you can pay your rent on time because your sad story, I can't take to the bank and tell them your sad story, and then they're gonna, it just don't work that way. Okay, so you got to learn the foundation. You got to get this stuff down pat. I mean, I kind of take out my time to teach you guys this stuff because I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to go out here, build that 700, 800 credit score, get credit, do the things you want to do, spend time. Like I talk a lot about freedom, right? That's the thing that's most important to me is freedom, doing what I want to do when I want to do it, spending time with my family, right? Now, if that's important to you, then I mean, I'm gonna tell you, fixing your credit gonna help you get to that point. Fixing your credit gonna help you get to that point because now once you fix your credit, guess what? You can stop renting. You could buy you a house, right? And then if you, I don't know if anybody want to be in real estate, guess what? After that year, guess what you could do? Rent that one out, go buy you another one. Right? I mean, I just keep pushing real estate on you guys. I push it on you for a reason. Like everybody on here need to have real estate. I promise you. Because we do not need to pass away and leave our kids nothing. Like if you got kids, leave your kids something. Like we got to. I mean, it's our responsibility to leave our kids something. Give them a head start. And all you got to do to get that head start, learn the basics, which is the foundation of credit, right? You should not be sitting up here and I'm teaching you guys this stuff. I'm on here every week. You have access to me. You could inbox me. Most of you guys on my Facebook, right? You can inbox me, ask me questions. Well, don't ask me too many questions, but you know what I'm saying? But you have access to me, right? So there's no way you should be sitting up here with bad credit. It's too much, even if it's not me, man, it's too much free information out there for you to be stuck, feeling stuck. You think you stuck. It's a mindset. Like you say, oh, I'm just in a mess up. I was talking to a girl today. I'm just in a bad situation. No, you're not. You think you're in a bad situation. You can get out of that situation. You can undo it, right? Make your payment nothing. You gotta make your payments on time. I talk about this a lot. Setting up auto payment on every account for the minimum. For the minimum, do the minimum. Even if you're paying more, you at least want to set up because I know life be happening, right? A lot of stuff happens. We forget, like everybody forget, right? But at least you want to do is set up an auto payment so that you so that your payment never be late. You do not want a late payment to hit your credit, right? And once you get those credit cards, don't close them out. Keep them open. As soon as you close them out, you just messed up all of that age history. You messed up your available credit line, and now you got to go and do it all over again. So now you had just say 7 years of credit history on that credit card. You close it out, and then you go open up one with 0 months. You see what I'm saying? So that's a no. We are not closing out credit cards. You can cut it up. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but do not close it out. If the interest rate high on it, just don't use it. Now, some credit cards have an annual, like an annual charge or whatever. The ones that have a lot, like 500, those gonna be one of the better cards, right? So if you got something like that and you don't want it no more, that may be different. But for the most part, most credit cards you have is gonna be, it's not gonna have a fee attached to it. That makes sense? And if you're in the beginning stage, ask your bank for a secure um, credit card or secure loan. It's you got your secure loan and you got your unsecured loan, or your unsecured credit card, your secure credit card. Basically, if it's secured, that means you put up some money. You put up $500, and then you just using your own $500, right? And they just letting you borrow that on a credit card, and then you paying it back every month. And then once they see that you're responsible and that you're paying your debt, they're gonna turn it from a secured to an unsecured, which is give you an extra credit card, and that's what you want. So from there, just say they give you a credit card and it's a $500 limit. After 90 days, you wanna call them up or either do it on the app, right? But you call them up and say, "Hey, I would like a credit increase," and you just keep doing it, right? And then you got decent score. You can what you can do, you can run your credit before you apply for a credit card. If you're not sure if you're going to get this credit card, what you want to do, you want to do the pre-qualification or the pre-approval process, right? You want to go through that process. Log into that credit card company, do a pre-approval or pre-qualification application. It's going to be a soft pull. So they can look at your credit report, right? And then they'll tell you based off of your credit report, will they give you credit or not? Right? So if they say, okay, you pre-qualify based off of your credit report, then you say, okay, I want to go ahead and apply for it. Then boom, you apply for it, and now you get that credit card without just applying for something, not knowing if you're going to get it first. All right. I hope that was helpful for somebody. I hope instead of you just going out here applying for credit, not knowing if you're going to get it, first thing you should be reading their requirements. For everything you apply for, you should be reading their requirements. What are their requirements? They're going to tell you a minimum of such and such credit score, right? A 680 credit score. They're going to tell you, they may or may not tell you how many hard inquiries, right? They may not tell you that, but they do look at it sometimes. They're going to say too many, if you seem desperate, if you done ran it 20 times, if once you run it one time and you get denied, don't keep doing it 3 other places thinking you're going to get denied. You got to fix some on your credit, right? Any questions so far? Like I said, guys, everybody's on here. We are here to learn, to teach each other. That's the whole thing. Like it and some of most my group, we learn from each other. We're learning from each other. So you just got to surround yourself. And most people are embarrassed about talking about their credit. Like I know it's that, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I've been there. I filed bankruptcy twice. I've been there. I'm telling you. So I know it ain't nothing you have on your credit report that I ain't have on mine. I promise you. Only thing I ain't never had on my credit report was child support. Everything else I had on my credit report at some point in time. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. We all been there. Everybody on here probably had some negative on their credit report before. All right. Um, any questions? Understanding. Let's have a conversation. I know somebody got something going on. What y'all got going on? So everybody got perfect credit?
Nah, mine ain't nowhere near perfect.
What you need help with?
Pretty much, I got to get some things off of my account and stuff, you know. Like I heard you say when you was talking about those addresses and stuff like that, I got to get that off.
Yeah.
I got a couple of addresses on that are attached to me that don't need to be there no more.
Okay. Hey, first thing, and when you disputing this stuff, it's gonna take more than just one way, right? Most people think just sending in a letter will work, but you got to do everything. You got to be aggressive. You got to look at it as something you want, and it's something that's holding you back, right? So when it's something that you want, you're gonna be aggressive of getting that. You see what I'm saying? So you want this, whatever it is, removed from your credit report. Like I said, it's a lot of free information out there of how to do it, right? You can do it yourself, right? And I tell everybody, people that work with me, I teach them how to do it. I'm not just out here doing it um, for you. I teach you how to do it. I even send letters out for you, but it's still stuff you have to do on your end. We do it together. Like that's the whole thing. We're gonna do this together. I'm gonna teach you how to do it so you can be successful at it, right? And then, like I said, that's the first step. Get those addresses off of your credit report, and then you start seeing stuff fall off. But then it might be something that still on there. You know. Now, guess what? We gotta attack that. We want to call. We want to file complaints. 50 different complaints if we have to. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to be aggressive. I promise you. If some hit my credit report, the next day they're gonna get 10 complaints. So they trying to take it off so quick because they're gonna be getting complaints from everybody. I promise you. Well, I'm gonna fill out complaints from every credit bureau, not credit bureau, but people that monitor them.
So what you're saying is feel like complaints like the creditors be calling people.
Yep. You want to go to the CFPB. You want to do the FTC. You want to do the BBB. You want to file complaints with everybody. Anybody that'll listen to you, pretty much. If they'll listen to your complaint, you want to file it with them. And then what they're gonna do, they're gonna contact the credit bureaus. And they don't want that because you can actually sue them. You can actually sue them. People do it all the time for inaccurate information on your credit report. So if you tell them it's inaccurate and they keep it on there, you can sue them if they don't take it off. I'm talking about like sue them and get money type sue them. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know that right there.
Oh, look it up. People do it every day, bro. That's why they would take this stuff out. They don't want the lawsuit. They ain't trying to. But here's the thing: they make money by having your information, by storing your information. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all about money. So when you disputing this stuff from your credit report and they don't take it off after you have provided quote unquote information, yeah, you can sue them. Anybody else heard that on here? Suing the credit bureaus?
Information is the new currency. It's the new form of money.
Man, I'm telling you, the right
That's
information is better than any college degree.
yeah, you right about that. That's my first time hearing that one. That's new to me.
What was that?
About suing the credit companies coming after you. I never heard of that.
Oh yeah, look it up. Look it up.
But what you're saying, you can only sue them if they don't take your information off if it is inaccurate.
Yeah, that's why you see when they tell them, okay, you got 30 days, you got 30 days to take it off, blah blah blah. And then after 30 days, they must remove it. If they don't, if they didn't verify, if they didn't verify, see, here's the key. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys today. I'm gonna delete this afterward though, okay? I'm gonna delete it afterward, but I'm gonna tell you guys since you're on here. To get this stuff taken off, dispute it. I mean, freeze your secondary credit bureaus, right? That's what you want to do. You want to freeze your secondary bureaus, like Stage Stream, LexisNexis. You just look them up, the secondary ones. You want to go and freeze those. So now when you dispute it from the regular ones like TransUnion, Equifax, Credit Union, they're gonna go back over here to LexisNexis and say, "Hey, we're trying to verify this person was late." Then guess what? It's froze. They can't see it. Then they like, "Damn, man, they done froze the shit." You know what I mean? So now they can't verify it. Now guess what? They got to take it off. If they still say, "Okay, it was verified," prove to me how you verified it because this is frozen. And that's how you start winning those lawsuits. You got to freeze them. Freeze them.
About how many secondary credit bureaus are there? Cause LexisNexis, I'm about to be on them tonight.
It's a couple depending on what you have going on, right? If you got a bankruptcy, then you got one called LCI. It basically report to TransUnion, right? So it depends on what you got going on your credit report. But if you just got like credit card, a loan, stuff like that, just freeze that thing with LexisNexis. That's gonna be one of the main ones that they check. And then I think they might even bought Stage Stream, but you freeze it with those two. Envious. Um, I got a whole list. I got a list of all of them, but you just want to go on there and freeze it. Freeze it with them, then go back. Then you want to before you even start disputing, you want to freeze the secondary. You just, I mean, that's simple, bro. Just Google your friend, Google secondary bureaus, and they're gonna like a list of them all. List all secondary bureaus, and they're gonna give you a list of them. From there, you Google the name, find a website, go there, and freeze your information.
Hey,
Like you said,
Fresh. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, like I was just saying, like he said earlier, knowledge is power. Like you gotta know this is found. Well, this ain't really the foundation. This is a little bit past the foundation of it, of your credit. But once you learn this stuff, bro, once you learn how to do this, get these things off your credit. Make sure your credit report um stay above that 700. Never drop below a certain number, right? Is endless. Once you learn that, then you go on to something else, right? You go on to the finance, you go on to learn how to operate a business, you go on to other things, learn the foundation of that, right? Is start with the foundation of whatever you're trying to do. Do not get into something without knowing the foundation of it. I promise you, that's gonna be the worst thing you ever did. You have a lot of people want to get into real estate. Oh, it's easy. It's easy. They get into it, guess what? They file in bankruptcy, found foreclosure on everything they touch.
That's your fault, cause you make it look easy.
But no, they don't have the proper knowledge in the foundation of it. And then they get in and then they don't know what they're doing. They don't have the credit profile built out. So before you get into real estate, you gotta have your credit profile built out. Like don't even think about getting into real estate without having credit. Because it ain't if something happened, it when it happened. And guess what? Money gonna only take you so far, I promise you. Like cash money. You got to understand credit is money. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. What was your question, Reggie?
So I was just wondering, you were talking about freezing your accounts and stuff. So a quick example. So I was out of town on a site visit and messed around and forgot to pay my mortgage by one day. If you freeze that account or your credit, will it still show up? Or
Okay,
that's something
so
different?
when you say one day, are you on the 16th day because that don't report, or are you over that 30th day?
No, I'm on the 16th day. It was due on the 15th, and I got home on the
Oh,
15th that night.
it only gonna report it when they say late. You just being penalized right now. You just got a slap on the hand. It's not gonna report to the credit because you wasn't 30 days late.
Okay, appreciate that. I was just wondering, 'cause I know I'm gonna get slapped on the hand with a late fee, but I was wondering if it's gonna report to the credit bureau or not, because this is my first time ever being late.
Nah, you just got a slap on the wrist, bro.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yup.
I
Anybody
think
else? What was that?
so. I got one more question, right? So, with the real estate stuff, because I was interested in getting into that. But you said you have, like you were telling the truth, like you can have a bunch of cash, but it won't get you so far. So that's that's the issue. So I mean, it's just having cash is not wealth. You got to have some type of credit. So that's what I was. I'll just call you tomorrow and set up a meeting, and we can discuss it later.
Okay, okay, cool. But yeah, bro, cash can only take you so far. I'm talking about unless you got some. Just watch what happened to P Diddy. I don't want to make this, about stuff in the media, but just watch how much money he end up spending out behind this stuff. Right? It gonna only take you so far. But when you doing stuff and you got like he may be straight because he got a lot of business or whatever, but you gotta have it gotta be a complete circle, right? When you're doing something, it need to be a complete circle. It can't be like a half circle. It gotta be a complete circle. So you have money coming in, money going out, money coming in. Money is a tool. Most people they feel upset, they feel sick when they spend money, right? I know in the beginning some of you may be still there, right? But when you spend a lot of money, guess what? You feel sick. Like, dang, man, my bank account, I don't like my bank account being. Once you realize money is a tool and that you got to have that complete circle, it goes out, come right back, goes out, come right back. Yo, and I tell people every month, like a holiday to me around the first, but guess what? They pay me, I pay them. I'm the middleman. They pay me, I pay them, and I keep whatever until I pay them completely off, and then they just pay me, and then I just keep it. But in the beginning process, when you building out your portfolio, they pay you, you pay them. It's just a repeat, right? Oh yeah, Elon Musk only you look. They all use credit. All these companies, don't be fooled. I promise you, do not be fooled. They all use credit, and if it's not credit, it's leverage. You know what that is? Using somebody else's credit, using somebody else's money. That's the most important thing right there. And it's so easy. I'm not gonna say easy, but doable, right, with the real estate because you can leverage it. You can leverage the real estate. You can leverage like I hope this is getting through you guys, right? I hope you understand what I'm telling you. You can leverage somebody else's money. You get rich from it. You learn how to leverage somebody give you some money to borrow. You take that money instead of you just doing, screwing off and doing whatever with it. You go and you put that money into real estate, right? And once you get enough of it, it ain't when you get rich. It ain't if you get rich. It's when, because you will. It just it's like by nature, right? You will get rich, and now you just got money coming in every single month, and then you pay them. I mean, you could get aggressive with it and pay your stuff off, and now you got um the money coming directly to you. Because even right now, if you have property, you making just say $10,000 a month. Once you pay that stuff off, that 10,000 gonna turn to 30,000. You see what I'm saying? So with real estate, if you do nothing else, you're gonna make more money. Like it's one of those business where you ain't got to do more stuff to make more money. Once you start paying them down, paying them off, and guess who's paying it down? Are you paying it down? Nope. But none of this would ever happen without credit. And the foundation, learning the foundation of credit, learning the foundation of real estate, how to run a business. Like it's a lot of stuff that goes into it, right? But you just got to get with somebody um, and learn it. Ain't nobody give me anything. Like I want to be clear about that, right? Ain't nobody give me nothing. Like I paid for information. I paid for information, knowledge. I paid for the information. It became knowledge once I started doing it. And you could watch, I promise you, you could watch um all the videos you want until you get into a situation and then you don't know what to do. You can't find no video about it because they only gonna tell you so much. They not giving you everything in the video. They only telling you so much because they're gonna give you just enough to keep you coming back. And then before long, you're gonna say, you know what, man, I'm just go ahead and pay you because I've been trying to figure it out on my own for 4 years. Guess what? You could have been retired in 4 years, but you trying to figure it out on your own. Like I said, money is a tool. You got to use it to get what you want. You just don't want it bad enough. If you holding on to money because you scared and man, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to spend my money. Okay, well, keep holding on to it and see how far that gets you. I'm just keeping it real with you. See how far, keep holding on to your money, not wanting to spend, and see how far it gets you. I was able to retire, um, leave my job, and not having to worry about doing anything. When I say anything, I'm talking about nothing. And I ain't 65. You know what I'm saying? Getting Social Security, none of that. But if I had never invested um, into mentors, I would never be in that point. I would never be at that point where I can do that. Any more questions? I just went on a rant. Anybody got any questions so far? I just want to have a conversation. Credit, real estate. We got a few more minutes. Man, y'all must got y'all stuff together. I'm telling you, everybody on here retired. Everybody got a good credit score. Come on, bro.
Man, if we all had our stuff together, we wouldn't be on this call with you.
That's man. What?
You know, don't nobody keep it real with you. I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We must got our stuff together on here. I'm telling you. But I tell you what, I know. Well, I noticed people are getting tired of working. I do know is that, and we seen that around the pandemic, right? Man, people like work, work, what? Well, they got that check that ruined them. And then guess what? People started learning. They sit at home, right? People sitting at home. They started learning how to make money online. They started learning how to get out and make money for themselves. So guess what? Then all the other stuff came along where you can, DoorDash and do all this stuff. Yo, you could do that and just make just as much money going to a job. Like you can, Uber, right? People start using their cars, um, even for packages, right? I know I have some friends that they deliver Amazon package part-time. Like I'm talking about 3, 4 hours a day. That's it. So the days of like um going and working a job for 12 hours a day, like man, people are getting tired of doing that. People are getting tired of doing that. What's up, Mike? You say you ready to be able to probably fix your credit score? That's what that's where it starts, man. Your credit, but what I'm talking about right now is income, right? So we gotta increase our income too, because sometimes fixing your credit score requires, paying some of the late fees on paying your, things you got late reporting on your credit, right? Some of the things you got open where you can't just dispute it and take it off. Sometimes here's the thing, when you got good credit, they don't mind giving you stuff. They ain't even gonna ask you if you could pay for it or not. They ain't gonna ask you if you can you afford to pay for this. You got an 800 credit score. They ain't gonna say, yo, you can't afford to pay for it. We're not gonna give it to you. They gonna still give it to you. But then you're gonna end up over leveraged. You're gonna have you're gonna be spending too much money out and not enough coming in. Yeah, you gotta pay to get stuff off. Well, it depends. It depends. If it's in collection, you ain't gotta pay to get it off. You just dispute it with everybody. When I say everybody, like everybody. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about like I was talking about earlier, right? The other breweries. Sometimes you gotta go over the regular Experian and TransUnion Equifax. You gotta go over their head. You gotta go to their boss. You gotta go to their boss. Cause just going out regularly to them, they just gonna tell you no and send you back home. They gonna tell you no and send you back home. Yep. I want to hear from some of my other people. Daniela, Yolanda, what y'all got going on? What's up? Y'all quiet on me tonight.
Just listening, giving other folks an opportunity to talk and ask questions.
Okay.
Spectator. Hi, everyone. Hey, beautiful Yolanda.
Yep. Hey, beautiful.
Yep. Yep. So y'all just spectating. That's cool.
Well, I agree with everything you said. Trust me, I agree totally.
Daniela, could you be in real estate without credit?
No, I couldn't quit my job without 7 years climbing. Without credit, no, that would never happen.
She said never. That's a strong word, bro. She said never happen. Yo, I have people that's coming to me, right? They've been doing real estate, but what they've been doing is wholesaling, right? Basically, they just lock up a property, and then they assign it to someone else. That's not building wealth. Like you can't pass that down to you. How can you pass that down to anybody? You can't pass that down to nobody. You see what I'm saying? That's not real estate investing. You can't call wholesaling real estate investing. You got to keep it. Like it's easy to get it. I promise you, it's easy to get it, but you got to keep it. And that's where a lot of people end up filing foreclosure and bankruptcy and everything else because they can't keep it. And like Kevin said, it seems easy, right? The stuff I do, not to brag, but yeah, it seems easy. Like Like I say, I make it look easy or whatever. It's not always easy. But if you got the right information, and you plug to the right people, then it's very much possible. It's 100% possible at that point. What else? What
Hey
else?
Fred, let me ask you a question. So is it possible for you to be in the position you are today without having your real estate license and just go through other realtors to get get the property, or it's best to have your real estate license yourself?
Nah, bro, you don't need a license. Like, you can leverage other people. Once again, that word leverage, right? You can leverage other people information. You can leverage somebody else's license. You know how many investors out here that realtors they work with only investors? They don't have license. You got realtors out here, they only work with investors. Like they whole clientele. Am I lying, Daniela? She's a realtor. They only work with investors. No, you do not need a license, bro.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm really missing. I have the credit, I have the cash. Name got a lot, but I'm pretty decent. But I just don't have a real estate license, on the LLC and all that stuff. So that's why I need to set that call up with you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um, it's a lot goes into it. Like I'm not gonna lie, make it seem like it easy. But you gotta be willing to work, do the work up front. Once you set yourself up properly, um, bro, like once again, the freedom, it's the freedom for me, man. Like that's that, you always hear that word bounce around like, oh, I want, freedom, blah, blah, blah. But once you get it and you know it's attainable and you can do it and you ain't got to worry about nothing. Because I promise you, the people you working for, they doing what they want to do. They be out golfing and fishing while you working for them. I'm telling you, they out golfing and fishing and doing all kind of stuff while you slaving working for them. Just think about that. What your boss be doing while you working for him?
Well, honestly, it's so funny. He went golfing today at Plant Wansley in Georgia. That's crazy. You just said going golfing. Yeah,
I'm
they
telling
went
you, bro.
golfing today.
Man, I know what they do. I know what they do, and that's what they talk about. Even though on golf, I know what they do. I know what they're talking about, and you working for them. Why can't you be the one to create something, right? Whatever it is you want to do. Real estate just so happen to be my thing, right? You can get rich doing anything, right? Just look around you. Everything around you, somebody got rich off of. I don't care what it is. Just look around you right now. You can look at 10 things around you right now. Somebody got rich doing that, making that, creating that, inventing that. You see what I'm saying? So real estate just so happen to be my thing. And it's so once you get locked in, um, you're able to walk away from your current 9 to 5, and you have now created that full circle where you spending money, making money, spending money, making money. You see what I'm saying? And every year your circle get bigger of you making money. And really without you doing any more work, you doing nothing. Like when I say nothing, nothing. I ain't get out of bed till after 11 o'clock today. I'm just laying in bed chilling. I'm just saying, man. Like the old folks say, hey, suit yourself, bro. I'm just saying, well, I'm gonna get it regardless, and I'm still doing deals too on top of that. So I could do a deal if I want to, not. And right now, guess what? I got one of my students. One of my students closed on his first deal. We closed on the 30th. He didn't have to show no credit report. He didn't have to show no income. He didn't have to give no W-2s. He didn't have to do none of that. No, Danielle, I'm not making jokes on you. What are you talking about? What jokes? Oh, 11? Oh, yeah, Danielle don't get up to after 10. See, I beat you today. It was 11. She don't get up to after 10. And guess what? She only do real estate. She don't do nothing else. She don't do credit. She don't. I want to help you guys get to that point. I want to help you guys get to that point. And then it was at one point where I was like, I was telling Daniela this too, right? I was like, man, I don't want to work with people helping them with their credit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just too much, blah, blah, blah. But then once people start having success with it, and then, the reward, and I'm like, you know what? I actually start to like it. I started like doing it, right? Like today, guess what I've been doing today? I done wrote letters to the credit bureaus to send out these letters. All these here letters I'm sending out for other people, not for myself, for other people. Get stuff off their credit. It's just something about seeing other people succeed, right? People thought that they couldn't do it, and then they end up doing it. That's rewarding to me. That's like to me, that's more than giving somebody something, right? You got people out here, they just give people stuff. They just give you stuff, but they don't teach you nothing, right? Just pay attention. Pay attention. They giving you stuff. They're not teaching you nothing. They're not teaching you how to get to where they at. They just want to give you stuff and keep you looking up to them. Nah, I'm gonna teach you how to do the exact same thing I'm doing. Cause we all up here. We gonna all be. I don't want to be up here looking down on you and then throwing you some piece of food and be like, yeah, I did that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna teach you how to come up here. Give you a ladder. Come on up here. That's the difference than what I'm doing versus a lot of other people. But anyway, if you guys want to book a call, Frederick Your Mentor .com. You can go there, schedule your appointment. Follow me on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, Frederick Your Mentor. And like I said, if you're trying to get to that next level, book a call. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Where you at? What you got going on? If you're in the beginning stage of the credit, if you're in the middle where you know your personal credit good, but you're trying to get to that, you're not like with you, Reginald. You're in that stage where you're in between the business credit and the real estate course. I have a real estate course and a business credit course. You see what I'm saying? That'll be something more suitable for you where your personal credit good. You just had, one little incident, but that's nothing, right? But then some of you are, everybody's a different level, right? My goal is to meet you where you at. That's my goal, to meet you where you at. And I can meet you where you at because I have been where everybody on here at. At some point, I have been where you at. And so now you need to know how to get to that next level. And most time, it's going to require more than just saving videos on Instagram. A lot of people got 300 videos saved on Instagram and ain't went back and watched now one of them, ain't applied any of the information, don't even know where to start. I'm just saying. So guys, it's 9:06. Any other questions? Who else we got on here? Any other questions before I let you guys go? Because I was just giving it to you guys. I was just giving it to you raw.
What you say, raw?
No, I'm just saying, bro, like you gotta pay attention to what's going on around you, who's trying to help you, who's just trying to, whatever. I don't want to call it what it is, but I'm just saying, like, you just pay attention. Some people just want to give you stuff and have you keep looking up to them and coming to them and begging them and asking them why they can seem like they some kind of king or something. But reality, I'm gonna put you on the same platform so you can be able to do the same stuff I do, right? I want to be on here. Everybody talking about, well, I ain't get up to 11. I ain't get up to 12. I ain't even get up today. Like I'm still laying down. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of stuff I'm talking about, and not just laying down. I ain't got no money coming in. I'm talking about you. You got money coming in. You doing stuff. You making moves.
Well, I want to take back that question I asked you earlier about give me, and I need you to show me how to get the Jeep.
That's the thing, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I'm teach you how to fish. I ain't out here just giving out fish. I love to fish, but I ain't out here just giving out fish. I'm gonna teach you how to fish. That's the thing. A lot of people they asking the wrong question. They be like, "Yo, give me this, give me that," and then people become used to somebody just giving them, and then they just want somebody to give them all their life. No, bro. Next time you see somebody giving them something, say, "Hey, man, instead of giving people stuff, teach us how to do that." Watch, see how that conversation go. Teach us how to do what you do.
But you
See
know
how
how most of us, are with that crab in the barrel syndrome, right?
I'm just saying. So it gonna most time it gonna come at a price, but what I'm telling you, they ain't even willing to teach you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. They not even willing to teach you. Like I done heard this out of people's mouth. Like they companies want me to teach them or such and such. I'm not teaching them how to do it. I'm like, bro, like why not? Like I actually hear this out of people's mouth. They are not teaching you, bro. Then depending on what it like, they're not sharing information. You know how hard it is for people to share what they know. Like, especially if they feel like they're in something. Everybody feel like they competing, right? They competing with somebody else. Everything they do is on the hush. They ain't telling nobody. Nobody. They're not teaching you guys. I promise you. Pay attention. Pay attention. So it's like you got somebody that's teaching you, and then you hesitant. It's like yeah, you admire what that person doing. You know what I'm saying? Man, I wish. But the person actually teaching you, if you lock in and pay attention, then you got the other person. They ain't teaching you nothing. It's all about them. It's like Trump, right? Like Kamala said with Trump, he get up there. It's all about me, I. It's never about you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. My sis. But anyway, guys, I'll just sit here and ramble, man. Talk all night. Um, glad you guys joined. Whatever. Glad I was able to answer your questions. And yeah, I'll be back Wednesday, next Wednesday. Unless you want to book a call, you can book a call for yourmentor.com. We could talk about your situation, help you with your credit, personal credit, business credit, real estate. That's all I do. That's it. All right. See you guys next week.